channel, and if you are new, welcome. My name is Meg, and today we are starting off Bachelorette Talks by revealing the cast that is going to be on Hannah's season. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Every single season there's a Bachelor, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise gets a little bit dicey because there's so much going on, but I like to do reviews and recaps of the episodes of the entire season. So if you're interested in that, you're definitely going to want to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified when my videos are live. Typically, these videos will be going live the Wednesday after the episode airs. So today is Friday, a little bit of a bonus video. I just wanted to do an introduction to the series in case you are new, or if you're a new subscriber of mine, don't worry, I still have beauty content coming out. Like I said, Bachelorette Talks will typically be up every single Wednesday, so if this isn't your thing, feel free to skip Wednesdays, but I will be here and uploading other days of the week. And if you are new, this is typically a beauty channel, so if any of that interests you, be sure to check out my other videos that are floating around in the cards up above. And also down below, I just started doing a beginner 101 series, so if you're kind of interested in makeup, I think that will be a good place for you to start. I will have the playlist listed down below. But yes, we are getting into Hannah's season, and I am so excited that she is a Bachelorette. When I was doing Bachelor Talks with Colton, I was kind of hoping that Hannah would be the Bachelorette because she's not so prim and proper like a lot of the women on the show try to be, because I feel like a lot of them think to get fame or to be the next Bachelorette, they have to act a certain way and look a certain way. And with Hannah, she is not afraid to be a goofball, so I'm hoping that will bring us to an entertaining season. Fingers crossed, because I first started doing the series with Ari and that season was rough. Becca's season was better. Colton's season was a little It was definitely filled with drama, so I'm excited to see what Hannah's season brings. So I'm gonna go ahead and go through the cast list. I'm getting my information and little tidbits about each contestant from cosmopolitan.com. I will have that article linked down below. I'd also like to take the time to say right now, this is a spoiler-free channel. So if you have any tips, or like you follow Reality Steve and you know who made it to Hometown Dates, you know who made it to the finale, you know who the winner is, please don't spoil that in the comments. If I see that, your comment will be deleted. However, if you have tea to spill about any of the contestants, feel free to leave it all down below. And if you are new here, I am definitely somebody that tends to hate watch The Bachelor, so if you are going to be offended by me saying that the show is cheesy, me rolling my eyes at certain aspects of it, and just like poking fun at the show, this probably isn't the review and recap series for you. So just putting a little warning out there. So yes, if you have any tea on the contestants, let me know down below. I normally don't seek out any drama that's going on the show. If I happen to come across something in my Twitter feed, then I normally mention it in my recap videos, but I know a lot of you guys like to dig around, so let me know. I would love to get a discussion going, and if you leave a comment, chances are I will discuss your comment in next week's video. Next up, we have Brian B, who is 30 years old from Louisville, Kentucky, and the way Cosmo has this site set up is that they have a most savage fan comment and then a cute news segment, which I'm guessing is going to be really, really cheesy. So, savage fan comment about Brian B is that he looks like Ben from The Secret Life of American Teenager. Never seen it, so can't relate. In news, according to Reality Steve, Brian is a teacher and gets his math nerd on at Trinity High School in Louisville, just in case you wanted to enroll. Okay, Cosmo, I don't know if I can deal with some of the comments that are on here. Like, no. Next, we have Cameron A, who's also 30 years old. Seems like we have a lot of 30-year-olds, so, you know, Club 30. He is from Austin, Texas, and most savage fan comment is, he is every guy at church camp. By the way, let me know in the comments down below if you agree with these savage comments or not. In reality, Steve claims that Cameron graduated from Texas A&M and works in computer software sales. Another thing to note about Cameron is that he got the very first rose from Hannah at the finale, at the final rose. So it is important to note that he is already going to be safe the first episode, so we don't really need to mind him too much. And he is the one that had a very enthusiastic rap that really impressed Hannah. Next up we have Chasen, who is 27 from Longview, Washington. Savage fan comment as nothing good has ever come out of Longview. That is pretty harsh. I'm sorry, but hide your belongings around this guy and test him for meth. That is horrible. That is like beyond savage. Oh my gosh. Jesus. So a lot of these little tidbits are coming from Reality Steve, and this is probably like the first and last time I will be discussing him on my channel. But it turns out he is super outdoorsy, and you actually don't need to hide your belongings around him because according to Reality Steve, he loves fishing and hunting, and he is a commercial airline pilot for SkyWest. So he's making plenty of his own money. He doesn't need to steal from others is basically what that means. It's driving me nuts that Cosmo isn't going in alphabetical order. But next up on their website, we have Darren B, who is 25 from Atlanta, Georgia. Most Savage fan comment about him is that this guy reminds me of my son. I don't want to put anybody down or talk about anyone because it's not fun, but the one thing I would say is that he kind of looks a little bit older than 25. That's just weird. He reminds me of my son, like. Anyway, according to Reality Steve, Darren is a football player and the son of NBA player Mookie Baylock, which I don't know what that means, I'm not into football, who pled guilty to vehicular manslaughter in 2014 and served 3 years in prison. Yikes. Not sure what his dad did has to do with him, but weird flex. Up next, we have Conor Jay, who is 28 years old from Newport Beach, California. Most Savage fan comment about Conor is that he looks like the guy in the friend zone in every rom-com ever. Okay, this comment is actually funny. I like this one. Conor is the son of WGN reporter Nancy Liu, and some people claim that they have seen Conor on dating apps and actually gone out with him and said that he's a super nice guy. So if he's a super nice guy, why is he still single on the show? Up next is Connor S, who is 24 from Dallas, Texas. We also got to see him. He was part of, I believe it was 5 guys that got to meet Hannah the night of the final rose. So the most Savage fan comment about Connor is that, Connor, I need to see 2 forms of ID. These are not very good comments. Supposedly Connor works at Goldman Sachs, and they said that is all you need to know, and they put $ for S's in that sentence. But yes, Connor is the one on After the Final Rose that gave Hannah a stool so they could see eye to eye. I thought that was actually pretty cute. It's so weird to me because looking at their stock folders, a lot of these guys look super short, but obviously Hannah needed a stool to be eye to eye with him, so. Up next is Dustin K, who's 30 years old from Chicago, and we also saw him on After the Final Rose. The most Savage comment about Dustin, based on his stock photo, is that it looks like they pulled it from an old Navy ad. When Dustin was on After the Final Rose, he rolled up with some champagne, which I personally would have loved. He also gave a toast, since that was kind of Hannah's thing on Colton season. She froze up, and his toast was, "To a wonderful beginning, amazing journey, and hopefully us choosing each other every single day." How she didn't give the rose to that, I don't know. Up next, we have Darren B, who is 24 from San Diego, California. A lot of these guys are from California, so that's interesting. Savage fan comment, that one spot on his forehead is shining brighter than my future. Okay, we are not going to clock highlight on this channel. It's very subtle on me today. I held my makeup back, but typically I like to be seen from outer space, so you can't hate on a guy that has some really nice dewy skin. Come on, people. According to Reality Steve, Dylan is super into fitness because he's the COO of an exercising app where you have the exercises and it morphs it into awards. So kind of a motivational thing to keep the workouts going. Up next, we have Garrett P, who is 27 years old from Birmingham, Alabama. Finally starting to get some Southern boys for Hannah here. Most Savage fan comment, his shirt has maxi pads all over it. Reality Steve says that Garrett is the assistant golf pro at a country club in Alabama. I can't wait to learn what all these guys in California do that they can afford to live out in California. Up next is Jed W, who is 25 from Nashville, Tennessee. Little youngin'. Most Savage fan comment is, well, at least he got a t-shirt that fits. Reality T spilled some tea because apparently Jed is a male dancer at Music City Male Revenue in Nashville, and he is also an inspiring single, and he has a single out on Spotify called Vacation. What do you think about aspiring musicians and actors and all that being on reality TV? Do you think Jed is going to be genuine and actually there for Hannah, or is he going to be there to boost his fame? Up next, we have Devon H, who is 27 from Sherman Oaks, California, and it just says, most Savage fan comment, my grandma has that same print on her couch. Your grandma has a Hawaiian print couch? Never seen one of those before. Normally, the floral print couches are green, just saying. And it just says more info coming soon, so. Man, Cosmo's really dropping the ball because the next person says more info coming soon. Also, but this is Hunter J, 24 from Westchester, California. And Savage fan comment says cute, but no rose. Again, the second comment, in my opinion, that has actually been savage. Next up, we have Joe B, who is 30 from Chicago, Illinois. There are so many Joes on this season. I feel bad for Hannah having to keep all these names straight. I don't know how they do it. I heard that they, during rose ceremonies, they have like a little thing off to the side that has like a picture and like a name under it, but even with that, just talking to people personally, I feel like I would constantly be needing to ask production, who's this? Savage fan comment, looks like he sells vacuums. To me, he just looks like a very city slicker kind of guy that looks like he would be from Chicago. Reality Steve confirmed that he doesn't sell vacuums, but he is actually an account representative at Continental Packaging, whatever that means. And he is also a Chainsmokers fan, so do with that info what you will. Next up is Grant E, another 30-year-old from San Clemente. Up next is Grant E, who is 30 years old from San Clemente, California. Most Savage fan comment says, Dad, is that you? That's savage. And again, more info coming soon. Up next, we have Benji, who is 30 years old from Charlotte, North Carolina. And Savage fan comment says, it looks like he gets fucked up at Applebee's. All right. That one also had more info coming soon. Up next is another Joe. This is Joe R, who is 27 from Staten Island, New York. So we got a Guido on our hands. Savage comment says, I dad ass made this character in Sims 1. Okay, these comments are starting to get better. I'm starting to actually laugh at them. Not much is known about Joe R, but fans seem to really be responding to him despite the Sims comment, I guess. And people are claiming that he's a firefighter and a nurse, so he's a great catch. Now, instead of another Joe, we have Joey J, who is 33 from Bethesda, Maryland, and it just, Savage fan comment is, looks like a great value Joey Tribbiani. More info coming soon. I wonder if he actually goes by Joey though, like whether like there's too many Joes and your legal name's Joey. My husband's legal name is Joey and he hates it. Okay, so now we're switching over to Johns because I also noticed that there's a lot of Johns on this season. So we have John Paul J. Is it really necessary to like have a last initial after everything? It's kind of annoying. But he is 24 years old. So far, he seems to be the youngest from New Carrollton, Maryland. And Savage fan comment is, he reminds me of the guy from Sister Wives. Yeah, that hairstyle, I was gonna say he kind of looks like a catalog model from the 90s. That's the vibe I'm getting from that picture. And it just says more information coming soon. Up next, we have Luke P, who we have already seen before. He is 24 from Gainesville, Georgia. Most Savage fan comment, his eyes have seen some shit. So basically they're saying that he has a very intense stare. Reality Steve claims that Luke is a baseball player and an entrepreneur, which in the world of Bachelor Nation can mean anything from independent business owner to dog lover or free spirit. Oh my gosh, okay. Like I said earlier, we've already seen him on After the Final Rose, and he is the one that said that he was very glad it was Hannah that was a Bachelorette, because that's who he was hoping for, and there was also a rumor that they really hit it off that night. Up next is Jonathan S, who's 27 from LA, California. Most Savage fan comment, is this a Gap ad? I don't get that vibe from this. I don't know. And again, more info coming soon. Up next is Kevin F, who is 27 from Manteno, Illinois. And there is no Savage comment. It just says that everybody is being thirsty AF about him. And again, more information coming soon. When is the coming soon? Like, the show premieres Monday, which is like 4 days from now. My computer cannot freeze. That would be fantastic. Up next is Luke S, who is 29 from Washington, D.C. His photo makes me wonder what he actually does in Washington, D.C. And he is somebody that, again, was on After the Final Rose. The most Savage comment as, it looks like he stares into your windows at night. That is pretty savage. Not much to report here from Reality Steve, except that he graduated with a degree in political science, hence living in Washington, D.C. He is the one, when he met Hannah, he said that he doesn't go down south often, but he is ready to go down south anytime. And this was honestly a questionable turnoff for a lot of women watching the show. They were not a fan of this comment whatsoever. I believe that was everybody that met Hannah the night of the final rose. But next up we have Matt D, who is 31 from Winter Springs, California. Interesting name for a city in Florida. Savage fan comment, brunette Toby from The Office. And now I'm not going to be able to unsee that. Why? Okay, that comment just literally ruined. Oh my god, I can't. Reality Steve said that the most interesting thing about Matt, apparently aside from looking like Toby, is that he has a dog named Holly that has his own Instagram account, and that he's worked at Olive Garden for 2 years, which means that he has access to endless breadsticks. I mean, I guess that's a positive to come out of such a horrible comparison situation. Next up is Matt D, who is 26 from Los Gatos, California. And Savage fan comment, is this Jake from State Farm? And yes, that is definitely giving insurance vibes from that picture. Again, more info coming soon. When I found this article, I didn't look far enough into it. I thought like every picture would have some kind of fun comment. So next up is Matt S, who is 23 from Newport Beach, California. What the heck do you do that you are 23 and you live in Newport Beach? Savage fan comment, I guess when the Friar Festival doesn't pan out, you try your luck on The Bachelorette. Again, he looks like an older 23, but I'm pretty sure that's just because he has scruff. Like, I'm just surprised. So 23 so far has been the youngest person. So we have 123, 124, I think 2 or 3 25s, a lot of 30s. Speaking of 25, we have Matteo D, who is 25 from Atlanta, Georgia. And Savage fan comment, which is disappointing. Again, I'm back to being disappointed. This has been ebbs and flows. But the comment is, it's greased lightning, which maybe if the jacket was black, I would agree with you more, but There aren't really any facts on this contestant yet, but there was some tea left on the Instagram comments. Somebody claims that they went to high school with him, they went on a date with him in high school, and said he for sure won't be getting a rose. So I'm gonna have to like make a note in my brain to keep an eye out for him to see how he acts. Although I will say that it's not really fair to judge people based on past actions if they were a jerk in high school. As a 25-year-old, hopefully they're not a jerk now, because as we're all growing and maturing, that's what happens. We grow and mature and we're always changing, hopefully for the better. Sometimes people don't change for the better, but I like to have the benefit of the doubt for everyone. Anyways, enough rambling. Up next is Tyler G, who is 28 from Boca Raton, Florida. Oh my God, I can't with this comment because okay, I was so disappointed in the last one. This one makes up for it. It said, the savage comment is if Tim Tebow and the Property Brothers had a love child. According to Reality Steve, he is a regional sales manager, much like Michael Scott, only he sells spiked seltzer. And to be honest, I'm interested is what the rest of the comment says. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge fan of spiked seltzer, so I'm sure his business is booming right now. Up next is Peter W, who is 27 from Westlake Village, California. Savage fan comment reads, I thought this was Chris Harrison. Really? Like a super baby-faced with a little bit of still baby fat in their face, maybe. I feel like that's really pushing it. I think it's the teeth. But that's really, really pushing it. And it says more info coming soon. Next, we have Mike J, who is 31 from San Antonio, Texas. Most Savage fan comment is, LOL, all I have to say. That's not savage, that's just rude. Again, more info coming soon. Next up is Ryan S, who is 25 from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and he definitely looks like he's from Pennsylvania. As somebody that grew up in the Midwest in Ohio, yeah, he definitely has Pennsylvania vibes. Savage comment is, I hope he mentions gritty at least once. I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna Google it. It is the Philadelphia Flyers national hockey team mascot. How's that savage comment? More information coming soon. Okay, literally the rest of these all say more information coming soon except for the last person. So next up we have Scott A, who is 28 from Chicago, Illinois, another Midwesterner. Savage fan comment, are people still doing their hair like this? I see it, yes. Looks like he took some notes out of Pauly D's book. Second to last, we are almost through this long list of men who will soon to be forgotten. We have Thomas S, who is 27 from Southfield, Michigan. And Savage fan comment just says, no, Thomas, no. Again, that's not really savage, that's just more rude. Last but not least, we have Tyler C, who is 26 from Jupiter, Florida. Savage fan comment says he looks like a player. What do you think? Do you get player vibes from this photo? Let me know. According to Reality Steve, Tyler is a model that works construction, and people are disappointed that his Instagram is private because he seems to be a thirst trap. So that wraps it up for the 33 contestants that are on Hannah's season. There is going to be so much to get through. I will say, normally the first 3 videos that I put out of the season are pretty short because there's so many people to keep track of and we're losing so many people, so I don't really get invested until about the halfway point in the season. Let me know your thoughts and predictions down in the comments down below. I would really love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to check me out on my other social media. It is all listed down below. I do have a second YouTube channel. I have a couple of different Instagram accounts like the one guy. I also have an Instagram account for my dog and for my artwork and for my makeup. So be sure to check it out if you want to keep up with me in other places. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I will be back seeing you Bachelor fans on Wednesday for the first recap of the series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.